All right, Ben, so here's this drill I have you doing on the right here. And you see how that keeps your head from floating around quite so much when you keep those feet on the ground so much better. The one on the left is the first swing from today. And the width of that stance is better over here on our right, and that's more what we would see like back in April of this year. That's where your driver stance was. So that's more normal there for you, buddy. That'll be better for you. And so this is the first swing starting out today, where that stance is a little too wide. And, like you said, you're kind of losing distance. You're kind of hitting it out to the right, and that was immediately apparent to you why you'd be losing distance, is you're above the plane, and you would tend to catch it toward the heel, as we're seeing there. And then that's something that's easy for you to do better with, though. On the very first one, things started looking better on the video. And you started pounding it. See, that's more on the sweet spot, too, not toward the heel. You started pounding it, it's just that you had a little trouble getting it to draw back for you. The timing, right, the timing of your hands. So these continue to look better and better. There, that stance was a little more narrow. Here we know this will look very good. See, I mean, you were nailing it every time, but we checked it. That's why they didn't. None of those started to the left, did they? Not a single one. There was no hint of anything starting to the left there, buddy. But that face is just a little bit open. Yeah, like that. You can see how even right there the face is kind of open before impact. And you started kind of aiming a little more to the right. I didn't mind that too much, because you can keep an eye on that at home. And then here's where you really, yeah, right there, buddy. That's a good look. Those feet on the ground. You see how that really stops your head from going all around the place. And remember, when you look at Davis with his feet on the ground here through impact, that's what you want to see through impact, instead of what we saw starting out day, where your feet were just about off the ground at impact. There was almost nothing touching the earth there, buddy, right through impact, okay? And that's not a good thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. And then here now, again, we'll see those feet on the ground much better when you do this drill. Looking more like Davis there, with his feet are on the ground through the impact area. Much better there, buddy. Much better. All right? And then the other things we talked about today, again, what we know is that pretty much on every hole you're either on or around the green regulation. And what we know is a good short game player would shoot 72 there all day long. You know, somewhere between 68 and 75, because they get down in 2. And what we know is when you putt and chip, you're almost always down in 2, but I'm going to say that pitch is the one you especially want to work on this winter. Work on all three of them a lot, but mainly the pitch and the putt. The pitch, be able to get that within a foot, 2, 3, 4 feet. Always hit that the perfect distance every pitch, from all different kinds of lies and slopes and, you know, stuff like that. So that come next summer, you know, you hit a good player like you, I would expect next summer to be hitting 11, 12, 13 greens in regulation. So let's say you make 2 birdies. So now you're 2 under after 12 holes. The other 6 holes, you'll miss them in regulation. But if you leave 3 chips, those will be 3 pars anyway. So now you're 2 under after 15. And now you leave 3 pitches on the other 3 holes. Let's say you even make 2 bogeys. You make the other, you're still shooting 1 under. Or no. Yeah, you're still shooting 1 under. No, you're shooting even par. Yeah, 2 bogeys with the pitches. I just can't tell you how I've seen this time and time and time and again. If you want to know how to not make bogeys, just don't leave pitches for guys at your level. Okay. But the bad dudes on the golf course are guys who, even when they leave pitches, still have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foot par putt. See, then it's almost impossible to make bogeys. Almost impossible to make bogeys if you can practice your pitching that much this winter. Okay? All right, and then the club fitting stuff, again, we'll leave that till later in the winter. Yeah, absolutely, for the next few months. Yep. And the exercises, you'll learn about that. Like I said, golf and hockey are great exercises for golf. And then I'm going to make sure your dad gets the way to buy this really cool exercise mat and the exercise ball, the Swiss ball. All right? And that's everything. All right. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter, Ellie. Good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is for the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.